Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. Today we are going to be doing our first faves and fails video. I have no idea why I've never done one of these before, because I buy so many different products to test out that never actually make it into a YouTube review, so you never see them. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a huge waste of money for me. So I'm going to be sharing them with you. What are my favorites? What are my complete failures? We're also going to be looking back on some previous first impressions review. Maybe I've loved the product in the review, maybe I've hated the product, and after continuous use, my opinion has changed a little bit. It happens sometimes, but I want to fill you in on any of my opinion alterations. Is that even a phrase? The alterations of my opinions, the changes in my opinion. We're just gonna do that today. Okay, we're gonna do that first. I'm gonna jump into the first product because I am so sad about this product because I raved about it when I first tried it. It's the cutest product ever. This is the NYX Fill and Fluff with the little hamster toothbrush on the end of it. It's just so lovely. It really is. But after a few times of use, I just find that this product is completely unusable. It's got a little bit of a triangular end on there, and the product is so soft. It melts away really, really quickly, and therefore the rigidity of the end and the accuracy that you can get with a really sharp end just goes. There is no way of sharpening this product unless I get a knife and really try and take a little bit of the product off, which to me is a waste of the product. I just find this really cumbersome to use. It smudges everywhere because I can't really see where I'm going because the end is just far too big and bulky. And it's just such a shame because I really liked this. This is still great if you've got really bushy eyebrows and you just want to darken them off a little bit. But if you are wanting to create any hairs with this, this is just not usable at all. It's so super soft, so it's really easy to fluff your eyebrows out and melt the product into the skin, which is lovely, but it does tend to smudge throughout the day. So I loved this when I first reviewed it, but I cannot recommend it anymore. It's just after about 3 or 4 uses, this has stayed in the drawer and I have never reached for it again. So that is my first opinion alteration. The next one I actually haven't changed my mind over. It's still an absolutely amazing product. This is the CYO Long-Lasting Foundation, but I just wanted to mention this, that this is now going to be discontinued as of February 2020. So if you love this foundation, you need to go and buy it very, very quickly. There is a dupe for this in the Soap and Glory range, but the Soap and Glory foundation is almost double the price of this one, so it's a more expensive dupe, if that even exists. But if you can't get that, then the Soap and Glory foundation will be very, very similar, if not identical to this one. But I wanted to mention it. If you love this, you need to go out and buy every single shade that you possibly can. That is your colour. Okay, so the next one also isn't a change of mind, but it's just something that I've not done for a really long time for a very good reason, and that is Derma Rolling. Now, this is something that I get asked about all the time because I made a video all about Derma Rolling and how it's safe to do it in your own home. If you haven't seen that, I will link it up here for you to watch a little bit later if you are interested in doing this. Derma Rolling is absolutely fantastic. I stand by it. It's done wonders for my skin. But I've not done it recently, and I've not done it for a good 6 months now because I am now using tretinoin. And I feel like tretinoin is doing more for my skin than the actual Derma Rolling. And once you've done Derma Rolling, you can only put really mild products on your skin for quite a long time, maybe 2 to 3 days. And that to me is too long without my tretinoin or any other harsh products on my skin. So I couldn't use glycolic acid, I couldn't use vitamin C, not that I use vitamin C anyway, but you have to be really, really careful with the products that you put on your skin after you've been Derma Rolling. So this is an amazing, amazing procedure. If you want to do this at home, that is absolutely great. But it's just something that I've not been doing, that I was doing a lot of, but now in the last 6 months, I haven't done at all. So I just wanted to mention that is a change in my little regime that I do that I wanted you to know about. Okay, so moving on to the products that I actually didn't like during a first impressions review that I now use quite a bit of. The first one is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer. This is available in so many different shades. I've actually got this on today. I do find that this is still quite a difficult product to work with. It doesn't blend easily with other foundations other than the Fenty foundation. I really don't like the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. It looks really dry on my skin. It dries down so super quick and feels very drying on my skin also, whereas this does not feel drying underneath my under eyes. And it does not take any setting in place at all. If you use the tiniest amount, you don't need to powder. This also dries down so quick that it doesn't settle into any fine lines and wrinkles throughout the day. So I really like this. And on days where I'm going to be needing real longevity on concealer, this is the one that I tend to go for. It's a really nice concealer. The second one is also a concealer. I think I was more disappointed with this. It creased a lot, and the reason it creased is because I was putting far too much of this product on. This is the YSL Touche Eclat High Cover Radiant Concealer. This is a concealer, whereas the normal Touche Eclat is just a highlighting product to light reflect all your pigmentation. So you can pop it here, you can pop it underneath here, you can pop it on your brow bone, and it works absolute wonders. Absolutely love the original Touche Eclat. This one, because it was Touche Eclat High Cover, I was expecting quite high pigmentation with this, whereas it works very similarly to the original Touche Eclat. It's just got a slight bit more pigmentation in there. So this is a concealer, but it's definitely not high coverage. And to get that high coverage, I had to put far too much concealer on, which is why it creased all underneath my eyes. Usually now, if I'm having a no makeup day, or if I'm wearing no makeup whatsoever but just want to conceal my dark under eye circles, this is the product that I go for. It's so beautiful on the skin, but you hardly need any whatsoever. It's great to pad it in with just your fingertip. It just works wonders. Complete and utter turnaround, but it's not really what it was designed for. It's definitely not high cover. So I definitely still disagree with the fact that this says high cover on it, but it's more cover than the original Touche Eclat, which is not a concealer at all. It's just a highlighter. So I do like this. It's beautiful, it's radiant, it's very moisturizing and nourishing underneath the eye. This definitely won't dry your skin out at all. It just looks really natural and stunning underneath the eye. You can't actually see that you've got any product on, so I really like to use that one. Okay, so let's move on to the products that you've not seen me use already. We're gonna go straight into fails and we're gonna end on a high. Let's go for the first one. This is the L'Oreal True Match Mineral Foundation. I have no idea what this is. I would have loved to have used this, and I did try and use it. You undo the pack. Am I being stupid? This is like a mesh on here, which a lot of products have now so that you don't release too much, but I cannot get any brush in here, and because of the mesh, the product doesn't actually dispense out anywhere. Even when you're tapping it really, really hard, it doesn't tend to come out at all. So either I've got to remove the mesh completely and make this a very messy product, or this product is just not usable at all. It looks quite pleasant on the skin when you've got it on, when you can manage to get it on. It's not as nice as the Bare Minerals mineral powder foundations. I just don't understand it. I really don't. I find it really cumbersome to use. I find it really annoying to use. And it comes in hardly any shades whatsoever. So that has been a fail for me. That's the L'Oreal True Match Minerals. Moving on to the next fail. I have mentioned these so many times in previous videos. I've worn these in previous videos. These are the Revolution Neon Nail Polishes. They are absolutely beautiful. The colors look excellent on my nails. So many of you have commented when I've worn these in previous videos. This is the shade Poppin. This is the shade Sizzle. These are super quick drying. You can have 3 coats of this on, be out the door, driving your car, doing whatever without having to worry in 10 minutes. Super, super quick drying. Unfortunately, these are also super quick to chip and disappear. I think I got a maximum of 24 hours wear out of these before they started chipping and looking an absolute mess. Now, these would be absolutely great if you're just going out for the evening and you want your nails to look perfect for a short amount of time. But if you're wanting your nails to look perfect for 2 to 3 days, these are definitely not going to be the products for you. I am super lazy. I have no time for base coat and top coat shenanigans. It's just not in my remit. I want to be putting the colour on. 2 to 3 days, I want to be taking it off and putting something else on. And you can't do that with these products. You must put a base coat on and you must put a top coat to protect it from chipping. And that's a fail for me. These are £4 in the UK, $6 in the US. Absolutely beautiful. They've got more of a matte finish that's a matte satin sheen rather than a high shine. I prefer a high shine if I'm being completely honest. I think ones that look more matte look a little bit like a high shine that's been on for too long, and the matte, it just looks a bit old. That's just me. It's my preference. These were a fail. It's just such a shame they didn't have a longer wear time, because they are lovely, lovely colours. So they are in my fail. Okay, next on the list of fails is from a brand that I have raved about on my channel. I think I've loved everything that I've tried of theirs until now. I've been using this now for a good 5 weeks and had no visible difference whatsoever. This is from No. 7 Laboratories. No. 7 Laboratories is the No. 7 equivalent of a higher end brand. So this is a little bit more expensive than your usual No. 7 products. Any of your creams, lotions and potions. This is slightly more expensive. £28 in the UK, is on offer at the minute at 14, but I still don't think it's worth it, if you ask my honest opinion. This is supposed to reduce dark circles visibly in just 1 week, and I've been using it for 5 and seen no difference whatsoever. This is clinically proven. I've no idea who's actually tried and tested this out. This is what the product looks like. There's an on-off little circle there, so you're not going to get messy in your luggage if you take this on holiday with you. You just spin it and it turns the product on. It's got some rollerballs on the top there that you're supposed to drag underneath the eye area to cool and smooth. You just squeeze the end of the product and the product comes out at the top. You can either apply that using your fingertip or with the rollerball end. If you've seen, the actual colour of the product is a peachy foundation shade colour, and it's for that reason that I actually don't like this product. Now, in the daytime when you apply this, it is going to reduce your dark circles a little bit because you're adding what is more or less an orange peachy colour corrector on top within the moisturiser. So it does work a little bit, but as soon as you wash it off, the effects go. And I can use a colour corrector for that. I don't need it in my moisturiser. It's at night time that this becomes really irritating, because you're supposed to use this once in the morning and once at night. And at night time, I was putting this on. It's like putting foundation underneath your eyes. It's not as thick as a foundation. It feels really light underneath the eye area. But I was waking up in the morning with it all over my pillow, and that is just so irritating for me and my white bedding. Annoyed. So, no, this hasn't worked for me. It hasn't made any visible difference to my under eye circles. It's a lovely moisturiser, but it's a £28 moisturiser. I have some other ones from No. 7, the Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced Cream, which is just as nice underneath the eye and does just as good a job as this one for half the price. So this is also in my fail pile, and I'm very, very upset about it. Very upset. Moving on to the good stuff, I have recently fallen in love with again, because this was in my best high-end concealer video that I did a really long time ago. It has been reformulated and repackaged. I'm not sure if it's a different formula actually, or whether it's just the original formula that has been repackaged, but it's just as good as the original. I absolutely love this. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. It's seriously thick. This is supposed to be used in moderation. And when I say moderation, I mean moderation. So you squeeze the tiniest bits onto the back of your hand and then you warm the product up. Don't apply it directly to the skin. Warm the product up on the back of your hand or on a cleansed palette, whichever way you like to go if you're a bit of a germ freak like me. So really warm that up nicely and then apply it with your finger. You just need one dot underneath each eye. This is so pigmented, you hardly need any. It's also got really nourishing ingredients in there, so it won't dry your under eye out. You can powder on top of this if you want to, but I've found that this doesn't crease heavily unless you apply too much, and it is very easy to apply too much, so be very careful. But I was actually sent the repackaged version in PR. I got a PR package from IT Cosmetics, and they actually sent me the shade medium, which I would never have chosen because obviously I have a very light skin tone, but this really works for me. It doesn't brighten underneath the eye because it's a little bit too dark for that, but it is the same color as my natural skin, so it does hide all my under eye circle. It's the perfect shade for that. I think the one in the drawer behind me I've got is in the shade light, which is just a little bit too pale for me and makes the under eye look a little bit too ashy. This is a great product. It's quite pricey. Ask them for a sample of this product, take it home, try it out at home. It's so nice. If you have really oily under eyes, this might not be great for you, but if you do suffer with dry skin, I definitely recommend going and trying this out. Okay, so let's finish off this video on a high. I absolutely love these NYX products. They are super beautiful for a drugstore price, so affordable, and yet the quality is up here. Really nice. They are tried and tested, they are long wearing, they come in so many nice colors. And they are super quick drying as well. Now earlier on I completely dissed the Revolution neon nail polishes. They just don't last long enough unless you're wanting to put the base coat and the top coat on and all that jazz, and I just do not have time for that. You do not need that time with these ones. These are from Revolution also, but these are the high gloss nail polishes with avocado oil, so these should not be drying on your nails at all. In fact, quite the opposite. These should be quite nourishing on the nails. So even though they've got avocado oil in there, they are still really quick drying. You can have 3 coats of this on again in the space of 10 minutes. You will have no smudges. You can just go out and do whatever you want. Last Friday, my daughter's friend Millie came over for lunch. We all had our nails done, and the nail polish lasted until at least Tuesday morning. So a good 5 days wear without this chipping. The only thing that actually goes down and fades with wear time is the high shine. So this comes with a really high shine, first of all, and then that diminishes more into a satin shine as you wear this a lot more. So day 5 was more of a satin matte finish rather than a high shine. I don't mind that at all because when I put nail polish on, I really only wear it for 2 to 3 days and then I'm on to the next one. So it was still perfect after 3 days. These are beautiful. They are £3 in the UK, $5 in the US. I've gone for the shade Ink, which is a really beautiful deep blue. Dusk, which Millie had on her nails. Millie also had Flamingo on her nails, and B also had Flamingo on her nails as well. And I had Buff on my nails. This was the colour that was in my Instagram post last week. If you're wondering, it's the shade Buff. Such a beautiful colour and lasted such a long time. They last longer than any other affordable nail polish that I have ever tried on my nails. They're usually chipping after 2 days, and these were just hard as nails. Get what I did there? Hard as nails. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There is a watermark in this corner. If you click on it, it will take you through to my homepage where you can subscribe, and don't forget to click on that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's @pamperedwolf, all lowercase, no spaces, and hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.